I would want to lead a Nigerian team out of that tunnel. When the stadium was built in 1973, I think it was one of the best stadiums in the world, And I believe, looking at the stadium and going by my little experience in construction, I believe if we inject some appreciable level of funding, this stadium can be world class again. We can actually roof every other part of it. We can bring up prominent and better seats and make it the 40,000 capacity. 40,000 capacity stadium anywhere in the world is world class.
I'm longing to see Super Eagles come back here, but it's quite unfortunate that this thing started as far back as 2001, when the NFE then decided to be moving the team around the governors. So, and gradually, when you start playing at a small stadium, you are also reducing your strength and your followership. So, but I think if we return here, no doubt about it, except maybe it's a high quality grading match, it will start attracting maybe half of the crowd, and if we play well, gradually we come back to our old self.
I think for me, I would want to measure him first with talk about the swimming pool. He said he's given the contractor the first quarter of this year to do something. If they're able to do something as far as that is concerned, we can actually use that as a yardstick to see him do something special as far as the national stadium is concerned. The fact that we even have 2 Premier League teams in Lagos already should be the starting point of football in Lagos. We now have to see the big boys, the big players, the national team players, come to play football in Lagos. That would be a starting point to actually get to test drive how football will be if this thing happen and functions well. So for me, it's a good thing that we have Premier League clubs in Lagos. It's a good thing that we have that happening at a time like this. I think that should just be the starting point to see football return back to Lagos, where of course it used to be.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Optimism everywhere.
He mentioned, he talked about the fact that because when
so from now till about April,
he wants swimmers to start training and using that pool. And from what we saw, I mean, they've started working it and all that with the contractors, all of them saying, okay, they will try as much as possible, bring in tiles or whatever, and see how they can actually make it work. But the drama that actually unfolded, where the minister had to tell him, look, if I have to wait, I will wait. Just get this thing going. Right. Now, you just imagine you have that swimming pool where swimmers can actually go there and train anytime they want to. You wouldn't have a situation whereby the Commonwealth Games is coming and someone is saying, no, swimmers, no, they cannot go because they are not medal prospects. So when they have a place where they train regularly, I think that medal prospect will definitely be there.
And I know time what's coming to mind. Not just have the swimming pool, maintain it.
That's why I talked about strategic investments. You don't build a swimming pool and not maintain it. It doesn't make any kind of sense. And just on the light side, at the start of the show you mentioned birds and nests, but incidentally there's a bird's nest stadium somewhere in Beijing.
That's a big
spectacular stadium right there, And it's been there for many years now. It's still well maintained. Everything's still intact, and hopefully, our Nigerians can take a cue, from other countries around the world and maintain the facilities.
Okay, look at the papers now. Starting with Sporting Life, 6 reasons why Mikel is a Chelsea legend. About 10 coaches have passed. Mikel have been there, and he's still there. Igalo can't resist Manchester United move. I'm not asking you, Tayo. Toby, I'm asking you this question. I'm not trying to.
He's an absolute legend, Austin.
Yeah, like after the match, I tweeted. I said it's unusual of me. One, because as an Arsenal fan, a lot of people. But when I put something like that, I have a lot of followership. People tend to see and think react to it and say, really, is this really coming from you? But I said. Like him or hate him, Mikel remains a legend. Played other 10 coaches in 10 years. He has been able to plug in the hole that the midfield, which has been the biggest problem for Chelsea in this season.
Yes.
Because the midfield has
Nemanja Matic has been off color.
Yes. And the problem is to fit the midfield, and it's put so much pressure on the defense. Yes. But the few matches Mikel has played, the last match he played, he made good passes. Good passes out of the 92 or 96 passes, made about 82 passes correctly, and was able to also support the attack and also support the defense. And Mikel has been able to prove that he can play any pattern under any coach. Any coach that comes to Chelsea. So I pray he maintains this this form and also continue on this. And he has come out to prove everybody wrong that he was good when Mourinho was keeping him on the bench. But because of the strategy and the style Mourinho wanted to play, because Mourinho always bring Mikel when he needs to defend the game.
To see out the game.
Yeah. But when you want to be brutal, when you need to fight, you need a Ramirez, Mikel in that midfield.
Yeah.
They're playing. See, the good thing about Leicester City is that apart from playing good football, they are very physical. They gave it to Hazard. They gave it to most of the when they play Chelsea. So you need a very physical player who can stamp his authority in the midfield and also support the attack when they are moving forward. And Mikel has played very well. Let us celebrate him now. I find it very difficult to understand the rationale behind Nigerians, especially fans, always criticizing Mikel that he's not scoring goal, he's always passing the ball to the back, but he's playing his role.
That's right.
He's playing his role. Makelele was playing so fantastic well in Real Madrid, and he asked for a little increase in his salary, but he left. When he left, there was problem in Real Madrid, and he came to Chelsea and he helped to stabilize the midfield. So give it for Mikel. He has done well. For Igalo has a lot of offers for him now, but the young man said the only thing that can tempt him in all the papers, the only thing that can tempt him is if he has an offer from Man U. Wow. Because he's a Man U player.
January?
No, not this January. He's a Man U fan right from time. Wow. Igalo, growing up, he has always dreamed to play for Man U. Oh, even he said, but one of his biggest dreams is to play in the EPL because of the followership of the EPL. That's why he's not interested in leaving the EPL for now, because he has struggled and he has played his way from all the different leagues he has played, and he said he's not going back to Spain or even Italy now. So the young man just needs to just put his heart together and continue, and also translate this to the Super Eagles. You talked about the issue of the Zindane and this thing. You guys have talked so much about it, so there's no need for us.
So let's just go to Twitter and see, because we're getting loads of messages and we love it right here. Nasser Suleiman says, with the hashtag National Stadium, it says, this shows how we have reduced our national monuments to nothing, but I believe it can come back. And he used yes to end it.
Okay.
Olajide says, bringing the National Stadium back to life is a positive step towards ensuring maintenance culture in Nigeria. And I totally agree. Ijebu, I'm proud. This guy is not smiling this morning. He says the National Stadium manager should be sacked and the stadium handed to private investors to renovate it and manage it. Well, if that's possible, Adegbola Adeyemo says, the National Stadium was a sporting arena every Nigerian was proud of. It needs urgent revival for sports development.
Yeah, Austin, a reaction to one of the tweets there, and I think it's spot on in the sense that every available option has to be explored, you know, to actually
including privatization.
Everything, leisure trusts, whatever, it has to be explored to actually bring the National Stadium
right. And
back
that's
to
why
life.
you like this one coming from Usuwa Romeo. He says, I think the country needs a law that will protect infrastructure from decaying. We can't continue like this.
So massive investments in building infrastructure, and that's why the Lagos State government tried to maintain the Teslim Balogun Stadium, and that's why they allow you to give it to what they're privatizing and also using it for events. Also, there's maintenance culture for every tournament being played at Teslim. So if we can do it at the state level, we can do it at the national level.
And Austin,
let's just quickly mention about the Capital One. We spoke about the NBA, so quickly the Capital One, Manchester City, where you put your money, Stoke City, Liverpool.
Let's talk about Stoke and Liverpool. The jury is still out on the appointment of Jurgen Klopp. He's had a few good games, especially against Chelsea and Man City, but against the Leicester side.
Leicester City.
Yeah, and even Leicester, but that was a good win for them as well.
It's an open game.
Yeah, but against Stoke, we've seen Stoke this year. Stoke have been impressive, they've got some really decent players, Afellay, Boyan, Arnautovic, and those players. So it's going to be very difficult for Liverpool to go to the Britannia on a wet, windy night, to get the results. We'll see how it pans out.
Danny Sturridge, remember, he got them to the semi-final.
Yeah, but he's
still out, hamstring and all. And of course, Jurgen Klopp saying that they actually need this game because the position of the top four is slimmer. Then the league title, of course, is also very thin. So the only way they can actually get the trophy this time around is you just have it. You need 3 more games. Of course, you can just.
Stoke City has nothing to lose. Stoke City, the pressure is on Liverpool. Liverpool needs this more than Stoke City. But Stoke City, they've shown this season that they can beat anybody. Good, fantastic player, like you mentioned, Bojan, Shaqiri,
Yeah, Shaqiri.
everybody trying to just play their game. But the good thing about this match is the semi-final. It shows that it's an opportunity for you to play at the final, and which is the ultimate prize. So it's an open day. For the second game, if Man City underrates anybody, they will take it.
Yeah, that kind of team. Okay, guys, we've got to go. Thanks so much, Toby Manuel, for coming around. I know you're going to mention that.
Just to go. I know it's a bit tongue-in-cheek about Mikel being a Chelsea legend, but seriously, Mikel has played 352 games for Chelsea.
And they have scored 5 goals.
Come on, that's
Yeah,
massive.
that's
That's massive for Nigerian players have done that.
Take us out of here. We go to the
absolute
national
legend.
stadium.
And this one thing quickly, I remember there was actually, when we were watching the Darts Championship,
Yes.
most of the fans actually carried Mikel's name. You had
Oh my goodness.
Obi,
Mikel John, that's
you have it
legendary
everywhere,
right
so
there.
it shows that well.
It's tongue-in-cheek
for
though,
his name
but
to be
it's
singing.
So let's
but I
celebrate
think
the
it's
young
definitely
man.
We
a
will.
legend. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being part of the program. Of course, Toby, thank you for coming on the show. Hope to see you again next week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
Thanks for watching and join us again for another exciting edition tomorrow. I'm Tayo Salam.
That's right. And from me, join us again for another program on sports development tonight. Till we come your way again, I'm Austin Okonakwan saying in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.